What you need: dozen eggs. You can do up to 14. Your copper, chef, or whatever brand you have. Hard boil boiler. I marked the line because I always like mine hard boiled. On the bottom here, that pops off. That little metal part is for poking the eggs. You'll see that in a moment. It's the lid. Here's the middle part. You're gonna put eggs in there. Put that like this. Make sure that the smaller part is on the bottom. You'll put the other layer on. Put your eggs in. Put your cap on. Then the on button's there. So for starters, so you don't forget, make sure you fill your cap up with water to whatever. Once again, I do hard boiled. I got soft boiled down here. Put between 8 and 12 eggs. Actually 14 eggs is right around here. I do it a little under. Pour that in there. Being aware I took the cap off so the little spike is there. We're going to use that in a moment. So what you use this for is on each egg, your typical sized egg, you got your pointed end, your more rounded end. You want to use this to poke a hole see that? In each of your rounded ends, not the pointed end. So you just barely push down and apply pressure and wiggle a little bit and it pushes in. If you push too hard, you're going to crack the whole egg. If you accidentally poke the wrong side, it'll still cook. It just doesn't peel as easy. Okay. So they each have the little hole. Put your cap back on. Make sure you store that. Most people lose this, and then you don't have the exact measurement that you need. You don't have your little tool to poke the hole, so don't lose that. Then you take your egg and make sure that the point or the side that you have a little hole in is pointed up. If you're only doing a dozen and you're not doing 14, I would suggest leaving the center open. It helps allow the steam to the next level. So put that on. Once again, making sure that the skinnier side is down. I don't think the larger ring side will actually fit, but just heads up. You put your second tray on, and if you're just going to do 6 or 7, you can do that just like that, okay? But I'm doing a full dozen. Put it on there like that. Put your lid on. Plug your cord into the outlet, and all you have to do is push the button and that lights up. Depending on your brand, whenever it gets done in about 20 minutes or so, it should sing and kind of do like a noise or something like that to let you know it's done. If you forget about it it'll just sit here and kind of cool off, but you really shouldn't leave it for that long. Like 40 minutes to an hour to cool off is fine. But if you accidentally forget about them and you leave them out all night, I wouldn't eat them because they're eggs and you shouldn't have left them out all night. But in about 25 minutes or so, this should be done. You can see it's already starting to steam right here. And all the steam will end up coming out of this hole here, over the next 20-25 minutes or so, and then it'll be done. I usually let them sit there and rest for about 20-30 minutes in the cooker, and then I take the cap off, and then I just put them back into one of my cartons, and I always mark on that carton that they're boiled. That way I don't get them mixed up with my other eggs. So you can hear it starting to boil in there. So easy way to make boiled eggs. And as long as you leave them to cool off for about 20-25 minutes or so, or you have tongs where you can actually pick them up and actually drop them in like an ice bath water for about 5 minutes, and you pull them all out, you dry them off, and you put them in the carton, they'll peel really easy. So I hope this helps.